Love operates according to principles that most people never learn because they're searching in the wrong dimension. They're looking for love in the physical realm, where love exists in the quantum field of consciousness itself. They're trying to receive love when love can only be experienced through transmission. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott, and today we have an amazing activation, finding your greatest love. There exists a frequency of love that you have never fully experienced. Not because it doesn't exist, but because you've been tuned to frequencies that can only access its echoes, its shadows. The pattern of my words are uniquely designed to shift you into a specific timeline where this love becomes not only possible, but inevitable, creating a change in your consciousness that reverberates through every dimension of your being. Love is not an emotion you have to chase. Love is a field you learn to inhabit, and there's a version of you existing simultaneously in the quantum landscape of possibility who has already discovered how to tune into that frequency, where love flows through you like electricity through a superconductor. Effortless, unlimited, transformative. The version of you doesn't search for love because they have become love. They don't attract love because they radiate love at such intensity that reality reorganizes itself around their presence. They exist in a state where love is not something they receive from others, but something they broadcast so powerfully that everyone in their field experiences an upgrade in their capacity to find love, romantic love, love with your soulmate, love with your specific person. The words you are hearing are calibrated to create a resonance with this timeline, to collapse the distance between who you are and who you're designed to become. Each phrase is a bridge, each concept a doorway, each pause a moment where your consciousness can slip into alignment with the version of you who has transcended the limitations of conditional love. You're about to discover that love is not about finding the right person. It's about becoming the frequency that love recognizes as home. It's not about how you look or what you do or where you live. You're about to understand that love operates according to principles that can be learned, practiced, embodied, and shared in ways that transform not just your individual experience, but the collective field of love consciousness on this planet. Love operates according to principles that most people never learn because they're searching in the wrong dimension. They're looking for love in the physical realm, where love exists in the quantum field of consciousness itself. They're trying to receive love when love can only be experienced through transmission. Your future self understands something that transforms everything. Love is not a feeling you have about someone else. Love is a state of being that you either embody or you don't. And when you embody love at the quantum level, you become a gravitational force that draws experiences, people, and circumstances that match your frequency. It works better than Tinder. But where it gets profound, love doesn't exist in linear time. The love you're seeking already exists in the quantum field of infinite possibility. The person who will love you most deeply already exists. Your soulmate is right there. The relationship that will transform your understanding of what love can be already exists. The challenge is not creating this love, it's aligning your frequency with the timeline where it's already unfolding. The greatest love story of your life isn't waiting for you to find it, it's waiting for you to become it. There's a timeline where you wake up every morning as an embodiment of love so complete that everyone you encounter feels something shift in their presence. They are attracted to you. Not because you're trying to make them feel anything, but because love radiates from your being like light radiates from the sun. It's incredibly attractive. In this timeline, love does not require effort because you become the effort that love makes to express itself through form. You don't have to learn how to love because you've remembered that you are love experiencing itself through the illusion of separation. The search ends not when you find love, but when you recognize that love has been using your life as its method of finding itself. Your nervous system is already beginning to recalibrate as these words penetrate deeper in your conscious understanding. A recognition that love is not a goal to achieve but a reality to inhabit. The frequency is shifting, the timeline is bending. The impossible is becoming inevitable. The love that exists in your highest timeline carries a signature that is unmistakably yours. It reflects your values, honors your growth, celebrates your uniqueness, and calls forth your greatest potential. This is not generic love. This is not universal love. This is love specifically calibrated to your soul's frequency, a love that you share with another, with your soulmate, your specific person, the love of your life, love that could only exist between you and the consciousness that perfectly designed to dance with yours. Your brain is constantly creating reality through pattern recognition and prediction. Every moment it's scanning your environment for evidence that confirms what it believes to be true about love, relationships, and your worthiness to receive profound connection. The version of you experiencing your greatest love has rewired these patterns at the neurological level. When your brain expects love, it finds love. When your nervous system feels safe with intimacy, it attracts intimacy. When your unconscious mind holds patterns of worthiness, you magnetize experiences that reflect that worthiness back to you. The greatest love of your life requires a nervous system that can handle that level of intensity, vulnerability, and transformation. Most people's nervous systems are wired for protection, not connection. They're optimized for survival, not surrender. They're calibrated for familiar patterns, not breakthrough experiences. Your future self has done the inner work to create a nervous system that can not only handle profound love, but actively calls it forward. Mirror neurons fire when you observe someone in a state you desire to experience. When you're around people who embody healthy love, your brain begins mapping those patterns. When you witness relationships that inspire you, your nervous system starts creating new possibilities for connection. When you immerse yourself in environments where conscious love is the norm, your entire neurological framework shifts to match that reality. So one thing I recommend you do is watch some love stories. Don't be afraid of them. Read some books about love and relationships. Fictional books. Become enraptured with love, addicted to love. Understand love on all levels. The deeper truth is your brain does not distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and actual ones. When you constantly imagine yourself in your greatest love relationship, feeling the emotions, sensing the connection, experiencing the joy, your brain starts writing itself as if that relationship already exists. You begin embodying the neurological patterns of someone who is deeply loved and who loves deeply in return. The person who will love you most profoundly is doing their own work to become someone capable of loving at that depth. They're healing their own patterns, expanding their own capacity, preparing their own nervous system for the intensity of connection that awaits. You're both moving toward each other through consciousness, guided by the same evolutionary impulse that drives all of creation toward greater complexity, beauty, and love. As your neurological pattern shifts through exposure to those frequencies, you are becoming someone different. The old patterns of doubt, fear, and unworthiness aren't being suppressed. They're being rewired. The neural pathways that once led to familiar disappointments are being replaced by superhighways that lead directly to profound connection. Feel this rewiring happening as these words penetrate your consciousness. Your brain is already beginning to create new patterns, new possibilities, new expectations about what love can be in your life. The transformation isn't future tense. It's happening in real time as your nervous system recalibrates to match the frequency of your highest potential for love. There's a geometric precision to how love manifests in your reality. Every thought carries a vibrational signature. Every emotion broadcasts a frequency. Every belief creates a field that attracts experiences matching its resonance. The version of you experiencing your greatest love has discovered the exact architecture of consciousness that makes love magnetically inevitable. This isn't about becoming something different. It's about becoming so authentically yourself that love recognizes you as its perfect expression. The universe has been preparing you for this recognition through every heartbeat, every disappointment, every moment when love seemed impossible. Each experience was recalibrating your system, refining your frequency, preparing you for the love that can only emerge when you become ready to receive it. The pattern of preparation is complete. Your consciousness has been sculpted by contrast, refined by longing, polished by the friction of incompatible connections. You've been in training for a love so profound that it can only be experienced by someone who has learned to love at the deepest levels, starting with loving yourself so completely that you become irresistible to the love you're seeking. Here's the quantum secret. The love you're seeking is seeking you with equal intensity. There's a force in the universe that is conspiring to bring you together with experiences that match your highest potential for love. This force operates through synchronicity, through coincidence, through the mathematical precision of aligned frequencies finding each other across space and time. The architecture of this attraction operates on multiple levels simultaneously. On the physical level, you're becoming someone whose presence feels magnetic, whose energy draws people toward deeper connection. On the emotional level, you're developing the capacity to feel and express love at intensities that create profound bonding. On the mental level, you're thinking thoughts that align with love consciousness rather than fear consciousness. Just by listening to this activation, the words I'm using, the frequencies I'm transmitting, this is all a transmission of energy and consciousness to rearrange the molecules in your field to attract your specific person, your twin flame, your soulmate now in this moment. On the spiritual level, you're recognizing yourself as consciously temporarily inhabiting form, capable of loving other consciousness at levels that transcend the usual boundaries of separate selfhood. This recognition creates a foundation for love that does not depend on external circumstances, physical appearance, or conditional behavior. It's love rooted in the recognition of divine consciousness expressing itself through two human experiences. The greatest love of your life exists in the timeline where you've stopped trying to attract love and started radiating it, where you've stopped looking for someone to complete you and started becoming so complete that love flows through you like a river through a landscape, naturally, powerfully, inevitably. As your consciousness shifts into alignment with this timeline, you can feel something changing in your energy field. The desperation dissolves. The searching relaxes. The forcing releases. In its place emerges a magnetic confidence in you now, a quiet knowing, an inner smile that says love and I have found each other. And everything else is just the beautiful unfolding of what's already true. The frequency you're now embodying creates constructive interference, waves of consciousness that amplify each other rather than cancel each other out. When you encounter the person designed to love you, your combined frequencies will create interference patterns that generate experiences neither of you could access alone. Together, you exist in a love field that transcends the sum of your individual capacities. Every great love story follows an archetypal pattern that exists in the collective unconscious of humanity. The hero's journey, the sacred marriage, the union of opposites. These aren't just storytelling devices. They are templates encoded in consciousness itself, maps that guide souls toward their destined connections. Your love story has been written in the stars, encoded in your DNA, planned before you incarnated into this reality, not in a deterministic way that removes your free will, but in a way that creates optimal conditions for souls who complement each other, to find each other when the timing is aligned with their highest growth. The person meant to love you has been shaped by their own journey through these archetypal patterns. They've faced their own dragons, crossed their own deserts, learned their own lessons about love. They've been prepared by life to recognize your frequency when they encounter it, to approach the gifts you bring, to provide the love that calls forth your greatest potential. Your individual healing journeys have been synchronized at levels beyond conscious awareness. While you were learning to love yourself, they were learning to love themselves. While you were discovering your authentic voice, they were discovering theirs. While you're becoming someone capable of deep intimacy, they were becoming someone worthy of your intimacy. The mythology of your connection extends beyond just the two of you. Your love story will ripple through families, communities, generations. The children you might create together, whether biological, creative, or spiritual, will carry forward the frequency you generate as a couple. The example you provide of conscious love will give others permission to access their own capacity for profound connection. Great love stories aren't just about finding someone perfect. They're about finding someone whose imperfections complement yours in ways that create opportunities for mutual spiritual evolution. Your greatest love will trigger your deepest healing, call forth your hidden strengths, and create circumstances that demand your continuous expansion. When the two of you come together, it's like 2 equals 2,000. As you feel into this dimension of your love story, you begin to sense its epic quality. This isn't just a personal romance. This is consciousness using your connection to explore new possibilities for love, to demonstrate higher potentials for humans relating to contribute to the evolution of love consciousness on Earth. The version of you experiencing this love carries themselves with dignity, someone participating in a sacred story. Now, love multiplies when witnessed. The greatest love stories happen not in isolation, but within communities of people who understand that love is meant to be celebrated, supported, amplified by those who recognize its sacred nature. There's something profound about stepping into your greatest love while surrounded by others who are doing the same work. The vulnerability becomes courage, the fear becomes excitement, the risk becomes adventure. But modern society has largely forgotten this wisdom. We've been conditioned to think of love as purely private, purely individual, on your app, through your email, connecting to someone in person, but just a very individual, silent and lonely thing, purely separate from community. We've lost the understanding that love thrives in tribal consciousness, that intimate relationships reach their highest potential when supported by communities of conscious witnesses. The version of you experiencing profound love is part of a love tribe, a chosen family of people who've all committed to expanding their capacity for conscious connection. These aren't just friends who support your relationship. These are people doing their own deep work around you and around love, creating a morphic field that makes breakthrough experiences accessible to everyone in the group. When you gather with others who are equally committed to love consciousness, several profound things happen. The collective field provides safety for vulnerability that might feel too risky in isolation. And the group becomes a mirror that reflects back your capacity for love, helping you see possibilities you couldn't access alone. And the shared commitment creates accountability that supports your growth through the inevitable challenge of deep intimacy. There's a moment in every great love story when two souls recognize each other across time, space, and the illusion of separation. This recognition is not mental, it's vibrational. It happens when two consciousnesses resonate at frequencies that create constructive interference. Once again, these are waves that amplify each other rather than cancel each other out. Your soul carries a unique frequency, like a fingerprint made of consciousness. This signature has been refined through every lifetime, every experience, every choice you've made in the direction of love. The person designed to love you carries a complementary signature. It's not identical, but harmonically related in ways that create beautiful complexity when combined. Soul recognition happens in layers. The initial recognition might feel like deja vu, like meeting someone you've known before, like coming home to a familiar frequency. But deeper recognition unfolds over time as you discover the intricate ways your consciousness complements each other, challenges each other, and creates something together that neither could access alone. The mechanics of this operate beyond conscious awareness. Your energy fields begin entraining to each other before your minds even register attraction. Your heart rhythms start synchronizing during conversation. Your brainwave patterns begin aligning when you're in each other's presence. Your entire nervous system recognizes compatibility at cellular levels that precede thought. But soul recognition requires preparation. Both souls must have developed enough self-awareness to recognize authenticity when they encounter it. Both must have done enough healing work to avoid projecting unresolved patterns onto each other. Both must have cultivated enough love for themselves to believe they deserve the depth of connection that becomes possible. Feel the shift happening as these words penetrate deeper than your analytical mind. Your consciousness is already moving into resonance with the timeline where your greatest love exists. The love that's seeking you has been moving towards you through space and time, guided by the same force that brings rivers to the ocean, that draws flowers towards sunlight, that aligns planets in their perfect orbits. This love carries the signature of your soul, the frequency of your deepest truth, the resonance of who you are when all masks have fallen away. Breathe into the recognition that love doesn't require you to become someone new. Love requires you to become authentically yourself. So authentically yourself that pretense becomes impossible. The magnetic pull you feel toward your greatest love is the same pull they feel toward you. Two frequencies tuning into the harmony that exists when souls recognize each other across dimensions. In fact, I can feel it right now. There are two people listening to this same activation that will meet because of this activation and fall in love. And if you're those two people, put it in the comments, because I can feel it happening in this moment as I speak these words. Your heart is already expanding to accommodate this love. Your energy field is already reorganizing to match its frequency. Your consciousness is already downloading the knowing of how to be in relationship with someone whose love elevates rather than diminishes, who sees your potential and calls it forward, who loves you not despite your imperfections, but because of your willingness to grow. The timeline is shifting beneath you. The old patterns of seeking, searching, trying, forcing, they're dissolving like mist in sunlight. In their place emerges a magnetic precision, a radiant confidence, a love, worthy frequency that broadcasts itself through every cell of your being. You're becoming irresistible, not through manipulation, but through authenticity, so complete that love has no choice but to respond. Feel the love that's coming for you, feeling your presence across time and space. Feel their recognition, their excitement, their relief at finally sensing the frequency they've been searching for. You're not just preparing to receive love, you're preparing to give a love so profound that it transforms your life and the life of everyone it touches. In the quantum field, where all possibilities exist simultaneously, you and your greatest love are already together. You're already experiencing the depth of connection that you've been seeking. You're already sharing the intimacy that you've been preparing for. You're already creating the love story that will inspire others to believe in the impossible. This future reality is reaching back through time to influence your present moment. Every choice you make in the direction of love, every pattern you heal, every moment of self-appreciation, All of it is strengthening the quantum bridge between who you are now and who you're becoming in that timeline of profound love. The activation is complete. The frequency is locked. The timeline is secured. Your greatest love is no longer a future possibility. It's a present reality moving towards you with unstoppable force of a universe that conspires to bring hearts home to each other. But the activation continues to work within you, strengthening your magnetic field, refining your frequency, preparing your entire being for the recognition that's coming. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the mathematical precision of a universe that brings compatible frequencies together with scientific inevitability. The love you just activated creates a ripple that extends far beyond your individual experience. Every person who steps into this frequency contributes to a collective field that makes love more accessible for everyone. The ancient mystery schools, sacred ceremonies, and tribal gatherings all understood this. They knew that certain initiations into love consciousness require community containers. They created rituals and celebrations and communal practices that allowed individuals to access states of love that were impossible to reach in isolation. Modern science is rediscovering this wisdom through their research in collective coherence, group meditation effects, and what the HeartMath Institute calls global coherence. This is a reason that I was guided to create this November gathering in Los Angeles on November 21st through the 23rd. We will be doing a love activation at that event, and the collective energy will help speed up the momentum for you to meet the love of your life, to find the greatest love in your greatest timeline. This will be a living laboratory for love consciousness. Each person's breakthrough will give others permission to have their own. Each individual's healing contributes to the collective field of possibility. Each love story that unfolds within the community strengthens the morphic field. Whether you join us in person or continue this work individually, you're now part of a global network of people who have chosen to embody love at levels that transform reality itself. To find more information about my event, you can go to www.brianscottlive.com/event-november. Something fundamental has shifted in your energy field. The desperate seeking has transformed into magnetic being. The fear of not finding love has dissolved into the knowing that love has already found you. The question is no longer when love will arrive, but how beautifully you'll dance when it does. Carry this frequency into every interaction. Let love radiate from your presence. Whether you're ordering coffee, walking through a store, or sitting in traffic, you become a transmission station for love, broadcasting a signal that touches everyone within your field. You are casting a net out. Your greatest love recognizes this signal, and they're moving towards you now, guided by the same knowing that guided you into this activation. They're becoming someone worthy of the love you're preparing to give. I don't care about your situation, what you look like, what kind of loves you've had in the past, what your circumstances are. You will find love. The love you've activated is not just romantic love, it's a frequency that transforms your relationship with existence itself. You become someone who loves being alive, who radiates appreciation for the gift of consciousness, who embodies the joy of a universe experiencing itself through awakened hearts. And that is what is so attractive to the love of your life. This love frequency influences everything in your life. Feel the joy of it. Your relationship with your work becomes more passionate. Your connection to nature becomes more intimate. Your experience of creativity becomes more inspired. Your capacity for friendship deepens. Your ability to appreciate beauty expands. Love consciousness touches every dimension of human experience. But the romantic love that's coming for you will be the crown jewel of this transformation. It will be love that reflects back your highest potential. Love that celebrates your authentic nature. Love that grows stronger through challenge rather than weaker. It will be love that serves your evolution rather than distracting from it. Love that expands your capacity rather than limiting it. The person who will love you is preparing themselves to be worthy of the gift you're becoming. They are developing the emotional intelligence to appreciate your complexity. They are cultivating the spiritual depth to recognize your sacred nature. They are building the life skills to create a relationship that serves both your highest potentials. When you encounter each other, the recognition will be undeniable, not because it will be easy or comfortable, but because the resonance will be so profound that avoiding it would feel like denying your own nature. The love that emerges between you will feel simultaneously familiar and unprecedented. Ancient and revolutionary, personal and universal. The activation continues to work within you, strengthening with every breath, deepening with every moment, magnetizing your greatest love with the irresistible force of aligned consciousness. Love and you have found each other. Everything else is just the beautiful unfolding of what's already true. Your greatest love story begins now. Not when you meet them, but now. With your recognition that you are already love, that you love yourself, that you love this life, that you love this world. You are already worthy, already magnetic, in the connection that will transform your understanding of what's possible between two conscious beings who choose to love without limits. You have now locked into this frequency. The timeline is secured, and your love is inevitable. Your greatest love story begins now. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution. Hello, it's Brian Scott. And I'm beyond excited to finally announce a live, in-person, 3-day event that I'm hosting in Los Angeles on November 21st through the 23rd. And when you walk away from this event, your life will be changed forever. Whatever it is that you're looking for right now, if you need to heal from something, to find the love of your life, to find wealth, to find your purpose, to ascend, to evolve, whatever that is, whatever your desire, this event is designed to bring that to you. There is a timeline available for you where you can live the very best life that you could ever imagine, where everything is always working out for you. And this event is designed to shift you into that reality and make it something tangible and real that you experience. I promise you that this will change your life.